How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. MJ Okage back. I'm back from visiting from Mexico. But the market is absolutely crazy. There's so many plays to be had. So today we're going to be looking at Pokemon cards from the Sun and Moon era, and specifically Sun and Moon promo cards. A lot of the promo cards, some of the best cards from Sun and Moon, ended up being promo cards. And so there was a lot of supply from tins and other collection boxes. And now that Sun and Moon is what, about 5, 6 plus years old, um, a lot of people already own these cards, already collect these cards, and so we got new collectors, new people in the hobby now, and with the bull market, everything's going up, right, for the most part, and people are looking left and right to make plays. And so today we're going to be looking at some Sun and Moon cards, and I wish I would have talked about these promo cards sooner because there have been so many gains. So let's talk about these cards and then some cards that still have room to grow and that people haven't checked out yet. So don't miss that. We're starting off with the Pikachu and Zekrom GX card. I had a PSA 10 of this card that I held for 2.5 years. I sold it sometime last year, and I bet you it's more expensive now. But as you can see right here, current market price is $64. 9 items have been sold. In January, this card was selling for $60. 14 cards were sold. And at the end of December, this was only a $41 card. So it went from $41 all the way up to $64 from December until now, February. So that's a $20 gain, $24 gain in just barely 2 months. So absolutely crazy. Of course, Pikachu is a super well-known Pokemon. Zekrom, we're gonna have that new specialty set come out later this year. At the end of the year, it'll be featuring all the Pokemon, I believe, from Unova, right? And so Zekrom, Reshiram, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, so I could see this card easily. It's an awesome card. I mean, look at the artwork. I could see this being a $115 card. So I do think this card, I mean, still has room to grow. Next, another card that I believe it's actually already hit the $100 mark, the Umbreon and Darkrai GX. I remember, again, I was looking at this card back in December. It was $50, and I was like, man, it's such a good looking card. Even in person, I didn't get it because in person, when I saw the vendor had a card and it was just dented at one edge. And so my plan was to grade it because most likely when you're grading older cards, or this is even that old of a card, um, it's going to increase in value even if it's a PSA 9. Right now, with super modern cards or ultra modern cards, if you get a PSA 9, it takes a long time, a couple years for that PSA 9 to be either to be more expensive than the raw card. Sometimes it's even less valuable than the raw card. But for older generations, normally a PSA 9 is a good way to go because it's already encapsulated, it's already graded, and no one has to wonder if it's going to grade an 8 or a 7, or is it really going to get that 9 grade. Nonetheless, we're checking out the price right here. You could see that in December it was $52. You could see 28 copies of this card sold for $48 in late November. So it went from $52 in December, now in February, to $108. So in the past 6 months, this card has gained 185% in value. And as you can see, in the past month, this card has gained 46% in value. So, man, I really wish I would have pulled the trigger and on these cards, but I was making plays on booster boxes. I was trying to get Stellar Crown, maybe 3 boxes of that, and then I got a couple more Paradox Rift. I have a ton of Paradox Rift, and I was looking to get more booster boxes, and now that I'm going to be vending for the first time this year, and I'm excited about that, I started to get more cards, and the more cards I got, I was like, hey, I need to get a PSA membership and start grading them. So I'm looking for new avenues to not only build my collection, but I've been an investor, for the past 2 years, and people love singles when you're vending, so that's why I'm trying to get more singles. And if the singles go up and you grade them, there's just a lot of returns to be made. So definitely check out those GameStop Pro memberships and grade your cards. I'm going to be starting to grade cards, so if you trust me, $30 a card, $20 for shipping, and I'll pay the $20 to ship your cards to PSA with the guaranteed insurance. Basically, it costs $20 to ship the card to PSA on your own. You don't have to pay the $20 to ship your cards to PSA. Um, you do have to ship the card, but if you want the insurance, it's $20 to get your cards to PSA, and then you do have to pay $20 back to PSA to insure your cards, as long as the card is under $500 in value. So let me know if you want to go through me. $30 a card and $20 for the shipping back from PSA, and I'll pay the $20 to PSA. And because I'm also trying to grade my cards as well, right? So, but there's the plug right there for myself. Shout out for me and my grading little business. But here's the Mewtwo and Mew GX. Awesome card, and it's also hitting the $100 mark at $103. It's up 111% for the past 6 months. It's up 111%. That's crazy. And in December, this card was selling for $67, and now it's currently selling for $103 and still being bought to this day. So you can see its average volume is about 8 to 12 cards every day being sold. And yeah, it went from $60 in December. 2 months later, it's a $100 card. So it's just brilliant artwork, you know. Even if there's a good amount of supply, you know, no one's really opening these older Sun and Moon sets or collection boxes, right? And so there's a lot of value to be had in these older cards. Next, we have the Espeon Deoxys. This one shot up really quickly and and it was super abrupt. But again, it's maybe not. It's a pretty cool artwork. Maybe not as, you know, upfront and personal as the other cards. Like Deoxys is kind of far away, and Espeon, you can't really see the Espeon. But nonetheless, it's still going up. Currently a $53 card. It's up in the past 6 months 135%. Back in December, this card was selling for $30, and now it's selling for $53. So that is what, a $23 gain in just 2 months. And the volume's really good. I mean, I think people are buying out this card, not in a buyout sense, but people are trying to buy this card because they know it has a popular Pokemon in Espeon in it. It's an evolution. So the volume on this card is really good. I think it's a great buy. 5 to 30 copies are being sold every few days. So that's incredible for that card. Next is a different kind of artwork style. Don't know who the artist is, but it's the Eevee and Snorlax GX. This card also came out of a tin. And you can see right here, I think this card has potential. It's a tag team card featuring, and it has Eevee, and Snorlax is another beloved Pokemon. So honestly, I could see this card also being a $100 card. Compared to Deoxys and Espeon, this card is upfront and personal. You see the Snorlax real well. They're both munching on food. Like, it's a funny, cute artwork. And yeah, this card is selling for $58. As you can see, it's been dropping a little bit from $62 down to $58. So it looks like it's seeing a support level or starting to, you know, price correct. There's still a healthy amount of volume from about 8 to 16 cards being sold every few days. And this card skyrocketed. You can see in December it was $51, and now it's gone up to, $51, gone up to $63, now down to $59. Since October, it was $31, went to $40 in November. So that's still a significant amount of increase in value from, what is that, $35 to about $58. So that's $20 gain. That's not too bad. It's up 88% for the year. So from a $35 card to a almost a $65 card, I think that's pretty good. It just goes to show just how popular sometimes the Pokemon are. And it's a tag team, you know, and tag team, we haven't had tag team Pokemon in 5 years. And so it's pretty nostalgic now for a lot of people. And new people in the hobby are just looking for any cards that are different, any cards that haven't gone up past $100, that are somewhat exclusive, or whatever it is that makes the card special. People are going after those cards, right? Whether they're investing, collecting, reselling, all of that. Here's another great card with an interesting artwork. It is the Reshiram and Charizard GX. Honestly, this card is really sick. It's also a promo card. Um, it's a different view of the Reshiram. But let's check out the price. Currently, you can see it's starting to spike up from $40 up to $42. Decent amount of volume, 2 to 8 copies being sold every few days. You can see this card went through in the past 6 months. It went up from August at $37, stabilized at around $40, and now is going up to $43. So pretty good amount of health for this card and growth. I think the fact that, you know, it's a Charizard card, people still have Charizard fatigue, but the Paldean Fates Charizard is going up, and I think any Charizard card, when those cards are cheaper, or when cards are cheaper, that's a good time to buy, right? And so I think if you get Charizard cards now that are older, that are mint, I think that's going to pay off in the long run. So this card is only up 13% in the past 6 months, so I think it's a strong buy, just the fact that it has 2 Pokemon, 2 legendaries, and they're popular. Legendaries always do well, especially now that we're going to have that new specialty set. And and we're gonna have N's Reshiram as a promo card, so I think all the and we have Zora. I'm gonna have another video talking about Zora cards and other cards that I think are good pickups. But when you have new cards of legendaries, the older cards, the previous cards, I mean, tend to do well or tend to shoot up as well. So next we have this Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. I believe this was from the Hidden Fates promo, right? The stained glass birds, people called it. And, you know, I thought this card was cool a couple years ago, but at the time, you know, I'm buying Sword and Shield booster boxes as much as I can, and as an investment, right? And those have paid off really well. I haven't sold too many of them, but I'm thinking about selling more, you know? If I have like 6 boxes, maybe I want to sell 2 or 3 and keep the other 3 for later. At the end of the day, I'm happy to keep 1. And if I sell 2 or 4 boxes for a profit, I'm happy with that. And the thing is, like, we don't know this bull market. Like, we're still really strong in the bull market. We could see price corrections, but we could see this bull market continue to just keep going, right? So, popular artist too, Higonosuke. I forget how people say it. All right, let's talk about the card though. It's up 91% in the past 6 months. $41 card. In October, it was a $21 card. December, a $31 card. Now it's up $10 since December and is a $41 card. So it's a super unique card, and it's actually not a 5-band graphics card like computer graphics. It's an actual artist, so I think that's going to play a lot better. Obviously, it's a promo card. There's been hundreds of these cards. Even to this day, you can see that's crazy, like 20 to 60 copies being sold last year on average, 90 copies, 50 copies, and now you have 38, 46 copies, 58 copies now being sold every few days. So still really popular card, so still pretty liquid. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this that have already made plays on this card because it's been well known, gosh, since the past 3-4 years. So there's still copies of this card being sold, and it looks like it's just gonna stabilize at a new price point, $41, when before it was kind of stable at around $18, $20. So double in the past few years. So here's another one that's kind of sneaky. It's up 113%, and it's still only a $21 card. Honestly, I love the artwork on this card. I'm a huge Lucario fan, and I wish there was more great Lucario cards that had like alternate arts, but there isn't. Hopefully we get one soon. We had that trainer card in Temporal Forces, which was cool, but we need more Lucario cards besides that promo from Crown Zenith. Nonetheless, let's check out this card featuring Melmetal for all those Melmetal fans. It's absolutely just taking off quickly. The volume's pretty good at 2 to 10 copies every few days in the past 6 months. We could see that in September it was $11 card, December a $12 card, and then now it is a $23 card. So it's up $11 since December. And yeah, brilliant artwork. Here's another sick artwork, the Celebi and Venusaur GX. Celebi is, what is it, a mythical Pokemon. You have the starter right here, and it's just a really unique artwork right here. Nagasawa. Shin Nagasawa is the artist. And let's check out this price growth in the past 6 months. It's up 40%. Back in December, it was $16, stabilized at around $21. And now it's going up a little bit, and it's a $22 card. And so, population reports are another thing. We could see the gem rates and see how well these cards grade. If you're looking to grade these cards, I think grading cards is an excellent play, especially when the cards are cheaper. Like, look at these tag team cards. They're so unique. They're so different. And now they're eventually one day they'll be more vintage cards 20 years from now, but they're actually full arts and really nice looking full arts that aren't just basic 5-band graphics or computer graphics. They're really great artworks, and so I think these cards have a lot of room to grow in the coming years. Right here, you can see this card is up 92% since November. It was a $16 card, and now it's a $32 card. So it's up 92% in the past 3 months. And so I think it has room to grow. I really do. You can see the volume. There's about 2 to 7 copies being sold since January. So people are buying these cards, it's just not really being talked about. And so that's why I wanted to check out these cards, because I was going to make this video a month ago, and I was like, do people even care about these tag team cards? The prices aren't really crazy. But as you can see, those well-known popular Pokemon, people are buying those up. And those cards are highly liquid. But I also think the rest of these tag team cards will be liquid too, because they're tag team. And they're actually really popular Pokemon as well. We have the Wailord and Magikarp right here. We're going to have that new Wailord artwork in, Journey Together, the illustration rare, where it's just like, what do you call it when a whale just goes straight up? I forget. My girlfriend would know. But anyways, $37. It's up 42% in the past 6 months. Looks like it had a nice stable price point at around $30, and now it's $37. So it's up $7 in the past 6 months. And that's good. That's really good to see and healthy for a card, because maybe the new price point will be $40. So if you want to get on it early, it looks like some people are starting to buy this card. Next, we have the Garchomp. Not the coolest. It's definitely a cool artwork. I wish all these attacks right here weren't in the way, and I feel like you could just see more of the card. Let's go ahead and check out the price. $38. 3 months ago, it was selling for $20. So from $20 up to $38, that's an $18 gain in the past 3 months. Pretty good for that card. Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity as well. Here's this Armored Mewtwo. This card has already gone up substantially in the past 6 months, from $95 to $118. So $20 in the past 6 months. A year ago, this card was about $85. Then it went up to now $121. So it's up $20 to $30 in the past year. I do think this card has some room to grow, honestly. I will say, only because it's a Mewtwo and it's an armored Mewtwo. I don't think we're going to get another armored Mewtwo again. We are going to get another Rockets Mewtwo EX later this year in May in the Glory of Team Rocket set. That set's going to be crazy. And I was going to add that when there's new versions of Pokemon cards or a Pokemon, normally the older cards or iterations of that card that Pokemon tend to go up. So let's say it's a new Pikachu card. Sometimes other Pikachu cards can do well. It just depends on the Pokemon and depends on the artwork, especially if it's a different specialty artwork or an illustration rare, whatever it may be. And so I think that's pretty much all the cards I wanted to check out. I know there was, let's double check. Yeah, that's everything, guys. I definitely think a lot of these cards have some room to grow, especially that Lucario, the Stained Glass Birds, because of the volume. Just this card has so much volume, 40 to 100 copies being sold every few days, and now it's a $41 card. It used to be a $16 card. The Reshiram and Charizard, the Eevee and Snorlax, the Espeon Deoxys is $100 now. The Mewtwo and Mew went from $85 to $100. The Umbreon and Darkrai is $100 plus now. And then this Pikachu and Zekrom, I think, eventually will hit $100 too. It's a Pikachu card and Zekrom. That's it, everyone. I'll see you next time. Peace.